Good morning. Habari za asubuhi. I'm trying not. I'm trying to get Ugandans to behave, even me, since they don't know this language. I don't know where to start, but it is such a privilege to be able to see you face to face. I have talked to many of you, so now it's like maybe I know you. I didn't have to be introduced, and many of you, as we have prepared for this very special time that we are going to have together. It is 2.5 days. And before I start talking about why we are here, because most likely it's just another workshop. We hope it is not. I'm really just excited that you are all here. Actually, maybe except one person who couldn't make it. And like I was saying, this cohort has made us proud. I'm also hoping that I will continue feeling proud about you, about how you've been so responsive, and I think you are ready for this thing, whatever it is. So as we open our hearts and our eyes and our minds to really a new way of thinking, I just want to confirm that this is not a workshop. This is time for transformation. This is time to engage and connect with you, connect with each other, and connect with the thing that makes us wake up every morning to go to the office. And those are the communities that we serve. For me, it is the children of Africa. I am going to be singing that song until I go down. I have no other thing to do here except those children of Africa and wanting to be that voice. So how can we effectively become that effective voice that will really transform the lives of these children? So this is a workshop. You come and you get knowledge and you don't have to put it in. I just really want us to engage with why we are here, why we are doing this. We could be doing other things. There are other jobs that are less killing, so why are we doing this? So I really plead with you, because for me, I've been doing this work for a long time. But this thing about leadership is the beginning and the end of the whole thing. So I hope you take yourself more seriously than you have ever done the next 2 days. Listen to you and listen to each other, and then listen to the children. When I go to the field, I get fired. I see their eyes and my job is done. So I'm hoping this will ignite a new fire for each one of us, individually, collectively, because we are the ones we are waiting for. So, why are we here? Why are we here? Do you have a presentation? No. Just go to the first page, please. Why are we here? Next, please. I want to say that we are here because of an urgent need. Because of the situation that we are in. If you are asleep or in a coma, I hope since January 20th, you have actually woken up. January 20th is when we got the new president of the United States of America. America isn't everything, but we are stepping in a place. And like with COVID woke us up, not because of the disease itself, but it showcased our wound. It really showcased our wound of the gaps that we have in the communities where we are. And so the needs that are there are so big. Now USID has left, and now DFID and FCDO is gone, and now I don't know, Dutch are gone. I don't know, now everybody is gone. The need has not become less, the need has increased. And so this complex situation that we have been in, and when you are asleep, when your computer is on sleep, there's only blank there. But it doesn't mean the information is not behind there. I think if you were asleep, the last few years, the COVID thing, and it is not just in America. I don't want to say anything about here. Kenyans, we are never even talking about Uganda. We are never saying nothing about Mama in Tanzania. The thing I'm getting at is the problems we are dealing with are so complex, they are so big, and they should be sobering us to really realize that it cannot be business as usual, that we have to think differently about what we are doing. And we also have to realize in many ways that unless we change our mind, the change is not going to come. And so the future of our children, we put here their voices are calling, I would like to say crying for social justice. They are crying for equal rights and opportunities that they don't have. And the demand, is not just a request. It is a force for transformation, a movement that cannot be ignored. We needing to wake up. We not needing to, I was in a meeting, in a conference just in March, and the people there were saying, we left our most vulnerable populations, our children, and those who are not able, and we, instead of really us facing those things, we have given them to the governments of other countries to deal. That is why the shock of, I shouldn't be talking about USID here. I should not be talking about other governments. Where is the government? Where is the government of this country? Where is the government of your countries? So this is just, we really do need to wake up. So one of the reasons why we are here is because of the need. And if that need is imekwama, that need is you gotten used to just seeing the things the way they are, I think it is time to wake up. That is why we are here. We are not here to do workshop and have a really good time. I am just so happy to see all of you. But I'm also full of hope, because what happens here in the next 2.5 days are either going to shake something, or we are just going to say, to sit back and say, Nairobi was really a nice place. That hotel wasn't too bad. And you know what? I got a trip. And I know some of you even have never flown before. I got in a plane and that kind of a thing. That is great. But the reason why we are here is to awaken ourselves and warm each other and rise up. I hope you hear me. The reason is different. I hope it is different for you this time. And so I want us by the end of Wednesday to have heard the cry of the children and our people, and not for 1 minute be saying, somebody else will deal with it. I am actually, these things that are shaking the world to wake us up. Me included. We cannot be complacent. So the need is what is bringing us here. And so I wanted to say, so how do you fit in this thing? The role of us is, I remember a few years ago when I lived here and I was working in the slums, I was interviewing government people, and they told me, I still remember it was somebody near Koinange Street, for those who know. I think it was the Ministry of Local Government. So I was asking them what their plan is for communities. And they said, we have left them to the NGOs. I said, you have done what? Because I've never spoken differently. I've always been like this, a little bit, So they said they left them to the NGOs. So I'm not agreeing with that statement, but I'm saying the organizations that are here present, that are running across this country, sometimes are the biggest betrayal to the work that we need to be doing. We have a role to play, and if we don't play that role effectively, we don't get there. So we really need to wake up and embrace a new way of doing things, a new way of leading, that really, we need to wake to the fact that it cannot, the solutions that we had last year are not even working this year. So many people close their offices in January, and they'll never open them again, it seems like. And it is not, that should not be what is driving us. We should be doing what we are doing because we care for our people and we want the change to come. So the organization is no longer another thing there. I feel personally that the role of the non-for-profit sector is really to be, not to do there, to be the one who are solving the problems, but to actually embrace some of these complexities. And after embracing the complexities, translate it in such a way that it can be able to be helpful. So you live with the context. Many times, you just go to the government office and ask them, and they'll tell you the NGOs are right there and they know what they're doing. So if you are the one who is right next to the place, some of you, I know you are right in the slums working there. Some of you are doing, these people in northern Uganda, it is 9 hours from there's peanut there and other things that are nice, but it is 9 hours from Kampala. And there's, it's not a short distance. And the people they are working, So if we are down there, have we become numb to the thing that we see every day? I ask that question to myself, and I'm also asking it to you. So it is now really the role of, what are we playing our role actively? Instead of crying that the money is not coming, we don't only need the money. If our heart is not in the right place, then it is not, it's not going to happen. So I want you to see the important role that you play as a stimulant, as a catalyst, as an interpreter of what is happening, and you being able to bring that thing to the surface, although you will not solve all the problems. Your role is so critical in actually opening up our eyes. But yours must be open first, because the way, in my opinion, the way NGOs were introduced to this country, it is, they were introduced as service delivery. Go and give them. And I am hoping that we are realizing that is not working anymore. It is outdated. We are not really fulfilling the role that we are supposed to play. And if you are only about water, or you are about only providing children with something, I think it is time now to really ask, what is our role? And as I will be saying later, that question cannot be asked without asking, what is my role? And I want to say something slightly controversial. Are you an NGO worker? Do you wake up every day to go to a job? I hope by Wednesday you are not going to do that anymore. And I am very serious. Are you an NGO worker? Or are you a connection to the change that needs to happen? Do you wake up every day knowing, I think it was in Uganda, in Entebbe, in one of our things in Raleigh, that we were having a meeting there. And somebody took a picture of me. I don't know how they did that. And then there was the children. The only thing was the children behind me. The whole picture in my head is there, but the children are there. And for me, I don't work for anybody, and I actually haven't worked for anybody. I wake up to give to Africa what it has given me. So, are you working, or are you living your life and connecting and realizing the privileged position that you are in, the change that we are looking for? If it is not within, we will walk to these places and rise from one thing to the next. So why are we here? We are here because of the importance of the education, of the organization as a very important connector, to the change and the hope for our people. Like I was saying last month when I was in this conference, somebody says now we are no longer waiting for anybody. We are waking up and realizing if we don't get up and do the work, it will not get done. So I wanted to say, they are not coming. Hey, we are waiting for money to do anything or to do something. The ones that we were waiting for are actually not coming. And it is serious this time. If that has not gotten to your heart, they are not coming. It is you where you stand. So that is why we are here, to really recognize the pivotal role and the privilege that we have got, but also to know, as you can see the next point there, is about our working together, the power of joining. But if you are joining, you know when you join the thing to the wall, if there's something disconnecting that wall there's no power. So again, the reason why we are here is to really put our hands together, realizing that we are stronger, and we can change this. We can impact this situation in a very different way if we are aware. So I'm sure Anagram, things are happening. People are discovering who they are. Many of us are surprised. Me, I don't want to be the thing I turned out to be. That's how I woke up. I said, okay, but that is who Joyce is. So how does Joyce plug to my number 5 here and that one person here who only wants things? But, we are gifts to this space to transform it. And if we are not awake to it, there is nothing worse than a leader in a coma. So we are needing a different kind of leadership. We are needing a different kind of waking up so that we can connect and actually be a source of power, not drain source. So, I grew up in a place called Kitui here, and we joke about it. Can anything good come from Kitui? It's a dry area, semi-arid, and we don't usually have food there, although maybe I don't look like that. But that's supposed to be a joke, okay? But that question, whether anything good can come from where you came from, only you can answer it. There's a resounding yes, but whether now you will pick up and get going is really your own answer. So the role of the organization is a connector. You will notice, those of you who are in the cohort too, that we really did not start with the organization. We talked a lot about the individual. We also talked a lot about the team, but we are talking about what is this powerhouse that you have got. The 5 of you from your organization who are leading this thing, are you fighting with each other, or are you collaborating, or do you wake up and see that person as an asset to you because of whoever they are? What are they bringing to the table? And how are you evolving together to be able to meet the need? So the organization is critical. It is a very important piece of the puzzle. But that important piece of the puzzle, unless it is connected to the reason why they exist, the communities, then we are just doing stuff around here. So I don't want to talk a lot about what the power that we have got. The power in this room right now is beyond comprehension, if it is awakened, if it is connected, and if it is going there. And the good news is there is 85 others. You are cohort 3, okay? There is 85 others there. Plus, I think there's about 32 of you. So there will be 100 and something. That is enough. Almost in equal numbers in each country. If you want to transform, the power is within, but if that power is not utilized or connected, we will not be able to get where we need to go. So for me, it is, we need a different kind of mindset. We need a different kind of a leader. And we need to wake up to these realities and face them, the urgency of where we are right now. So, a lot of times, people keep saying this is the way we used to do it. This is the way it is traditionally done. I am sorry to say that answer is not also good anymore. because things are changing so fast. You guys are working with these people every day, and I'm sure you can attest to the anyway. So let me rush because I'm really staying here. But no, please go back. I'm staying here because I think it is important we get this. So we need leaders who are authentic, present, caring, connected, and empowering. We need leaders who are authentic, present, caring, connected, and empowering. True change begins with them. Only by embodying the qualities of a leader can we now really sustain and bring this, the transformation that we learn. And so the leader becomes a facilitator, a broker, the one who stands, I will use this language, don't blame me, stands in the gap. You are the link between the change that is needed in the communities. And so you are playing a different role. I remember saying, I can argue so much about, how unfortunate people with disabilities are, and they are. But I am a privileged person with a disability. And that is different. I can own to that. But somebody made things move so that I can be standing in front of you. And what was supposed to destroy me has become the biggest asset in my life. But it is a decision I made. Once I woke up, I don't know how it happened, but it was like, I want to be part of that. So we need a different kind of leadership. We need a leadership, a different ways of waking up. So please next, I just wanted to say very briefly what kind of organization do communities need. I can go on and on and on, but the communities need organizations that empower them, where you can see there is individuals to contribute and grow. It is not just to come out of whatever you are, but it is a constant changing and moving from where you are. We need value-driven leadership, rooted in integrity and purpose. Are we connected to our purpose? Do we actually lead with integrity? Does that matter to you? For the last 25 years, I have been working and funding NGOs across the globe, Africa, Asia, name it. And one of the biggest disappointments is that even after we ourselves get a salary every month, we still think we need more, and we are encroaching into other, the people who don't have, we just push them further down, although that is how we raise money. And I'm not saying that is what you are doing, I'm just saying it happens. We need inclusive stakeholding, where everyone has a voice and a role. You will later be hearing from our colleague from South Africa about this stakeholder business. I don't want to say too much. I want her to come and tell us what she's thinking. And then continuous learning. The one lesson I have learned from Anagram is that some personalities actually are stuck. They just don't want to be this continuous learning business. They don't want to be adapting. But we need organizations that are adapting, because the situation is changing that fast. Things are moving faster than light, So if we are not adapting and changing as an organization, and now we also know from the assessment we did, that is one of the problems. People don't want to do things wrong. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to take a risk. That is not going to get us where we want to go. And then purpose-centric approach, guided by a meaningful mission. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing on your mind? Is it that thing you didn't finish yesterday? Or can you see, I kept saying my medicine and feel good was when I come to Africa and I go to schools. Now I miss going there. I just see these kids and the game is over. I just feel, I just know my life is worth something and I want to continue doing that. So what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? We need wisdom beyond ego. This thing called ego is not necessarily bad, but it is killing us. Me, myself, and I, and the power that I must wield. And that we need something that is beyond that is waking up. And then finally, and there's more here, resilience, thriving through challenges and change. So I am hearing people just saying, and I heard this several times, I'm so glad USID is no longer here. I went, eh? Yeah. We must rise up. I was so distressed by this thing. And for me, it is because of the health sector. That just, I could not sleep for days. I still tear up when I think of the people that we are talking to in other countries, because I am involved in this work. So I can sit there and cry. As I said, I can sit there and cry about the people in the slums where I work all I want. But nothing is going to move until I pick up my whatever and go to the slums and do the job that needs to be. So we need organizations that are resilient. Now that the money is not coming, what is coming? What am I going to do? So I hope you take yourself as seriously. You are the connector. You are giving life to the things that need to change. And actually, unless you see that, it's not going to happen. I don't think we are faced what we are facing now. The problems have always been there. They have always been complex. But now the very foundation, because we shifted our allegiance to somebody else, it's like if they don't give us money, we'll just sit here and die, you know? And maybe somebody will come and have mercy on us. No, it's you. It's you and me, but it is you realizing now your organization stands in a very privileged position, and I'm not downplaying the role of money. But this should not be the thing that when we wake up in the morning, it's like, how are we getting more money? We need to find the money. But I think some of you won't find it, and some of you have lost a lot of money during this thing. Now, are we just going to stop? And who is our audience? Is it the donor or the communities? Please ask that question from the bottom of your heart. Since you are the broker and the interpreter, what are you doing with the money that you have got? Where are you taking it? So we are talking about organizations that wake up thinking about, the children of Tanzania, the Amani girls. What Amani are you bringing there? What transformation? For me, the reason why I'm staying here on this, why are we here? I want us to see this thing and to face it squarely, as maybe we have never faced it before. And I am not saying we don't, but I want to remind myself as I remind you. Why are you here? Maybe you should be telling me, why are you here? We called you to come, but we called you because you exist. Why do you exist? What are you doing, and how are you doing it? Next, please. So, this program, this Collective Rising Leadership Institute is here really to try and respond to the issue of organizational transformation. A lot is happening there, and it has been such an amazing privilege for me all these years to have worked with some of you and many others who are not in the room. And repeatedly, we would come back to this issue of leadership. Because without a leader, the people perish. They just perish. So leaders actually matter. And after 25 years of, several $1 million from not me, from whoever was trusting me with the money, I came back where I started, leadership. And so this program really is focusing on transforming organization by shaping their culture and operational approach through empowering leaders and putting in place systems that foster continuous learning and connection. So this is the kind of leadership that is aware and, really is aligning with the purpose, and it is strengthening team collaboration. It became very clear as we worked through, some of you know about rally, that the power is there, but that power, the power of numbers is there. But it needs to, the origin of that power needs to be from within. And so this is calling all of us to shift a little bit. And it is uncomfortable. So, I keep saying that if you see me talking, I always have agendas. So I'm not sure this is why you came here, but I just wanted to now to come out in the open that we are about transformation, we are about connection, and also we realize with this, my dear coaches, that we cannot make it happen. We can walk with you, guide you. You are the one making it happen. But could you do better? And if you can't do better, there is nobody else who is going to do it for you. That now really is the issue. Next slide, please. So, I think it was in the first cohort where we had the thing on board, transform yourself to transform the world, by somebody who said that it is not me. And so, seeing leaders as the instrument of change for their teams. Well, so leaders are the instruments for change, and the teams are what does that say? The instrument for change for the organization. While organization act as catalysts of change within communities. So, we need to start with leaders. And I'm sure most of you have been shocked by what you have discovered about yourself and why we would spend almost 3 months bothering you with this underground thing. It is not the only way to do this, but it is one way to discover who am I? Because unless I answer the who am I really will not be able to link up with the next thing. And unless I realize how important, if you didn't know before you came here, that you are the most important instrument for change, you as a leader, where you stand today, you are the most important instrument. If you are really not aware about that, you are going to waste your life, and even more seriously, you are going to squander opportunities for the communities that you work for. So I don't know, you are the most precious commodity here, but if the leader is in a coma, the people perish. I was attending a leadership thing the other day, and the person was saying, when leaders make mistakes, people die. Let that one sink. When leaders make mistakes, people die, and I don't need to go into the details, because you have seen the carnage in our countries. And if children can't get what they need, they can't get nutrition, they can't get whatever, they can't go to school, they can't do this and the other one, what is going to happen? We are killing them ourselves. So, as much as we cannot do it alone, I think the importance of you as a person is the one thing I'm hoping that by Wednesday, we will have convinced you of your importance. Not the ego type of importance, but the very critical and pivotal role that you are supposed to play. And for us, because it is our crisis, we cannot transfer this problem to America or to UK or to Europe or to the next country. We can't. The problem is ours. And I want to say that I'm not putting guilt anything, but I'm really saying, let your light shine where you stand. You don't have to change the world. Change you, attract other people that are changing. The only thing that brings change, it's that all of them are, one person. staying in prison for 27 years to liberate a country. I have seen that room. I have seen that room where Mandela lost his sight. And I was with a friend there. And we did not talk on our trip. We were jabbering, going there, talking. From that place, none of us spoke. I don't see how anybody can sit there for 27 years. I will never understand. But the vision was so clear. So it only takes, one. But he wasn't alone. Did you see that while he was locked in that room, not just only South Africans, the world rallied around this. He became the icon for liberation. And I still remember as a student, I still get goosebumps. In Canada, standing in front of the Bank of Montreal, demonstrating. I'd never seen Mandela. I had a few South African friends, but South African struggle was my struggle. So I don't want to say whether these 27 years were worth it, but I think they were. So we can, when we ask people, what kind of a leader do you want to say? People jump very quickly. Mandela, Nelson Mandela. I don't say that name very lightly. Are you willing to go to prison for 27 years? Do you know Mandela came from a privileged family? A lawyer thing. Do you know he didn't have to go there where he went? And do you know? So do you see what I'm saying? So the leader needs to wake up. The leader needs to realize it's a sacrifice. The leader needs to really, so why am I here? We are in this conference, we're asking, why are we here? But I also want you to ask, why are you here? Why are you in fish? Why are you in Greek or Amani or Kimanya? What are you doing there individually? Because if it doesn't go there, that is why we are saying leaders are so important. Unless the leaders get it, we won't move. This should not be a playing field for competition, for fighting, for this one, for power and whatever. Those things are important and we need them. But if that is the only reason why we are there, we are actually completely sacrificing our people in the name of leading them. And I am not saying only the NGOs can change this. But do you believe you can change the world? That's the only thing that does. But awake and leading. So let's go to the next slide. We can give you these things later, if you want them. So you can see our focus. And prepare something for people to do so that they don't just go to sleep. Are you awake, guys? Okay. I'm a teacher. I was a teacher, so I don't know how to talk by myself. But you have this thing with you there, but it has some words. This one is just to illustrate to you that you can see the individual standing there. We chose a lady because all of you, without exception, in one way or another, focus on you guys. The biggest problem we keep talking about them girls all over the place. We are champions. We are whatever, doing this and that and that. And it is good to be champion. Are you? Where are they? When you wake up in the morning, where are they? So we're talking about gender things here anyway. But gender isn't only girls. But we are handling a hot potato in Africa. We have kept them there. Even with our problems. How can we, after all these years? This is the most stunning thing. And I remember even as I left my last job, thinking the only place where I have my heart breaking is about the girls. And now, the boys are boys. But the adults. So if you are working with them, make you feel a little bit bad. No, I'm kidding. And then it is to illustrate the importance of the individual. I am working, on this leadership thing because as long as I see you, I don't need to go to those communities. I have really done that thing. I can take you to the slums here and show you around me. Hanging in between two students at the University of Nairobi, trying to. So I have done that thing. And now I actually don't have the strength to do that. I didn't used to use sticks, and now I'm using them. But the students were I hang around them, traversing this landscape. But as long as you do your thing, I don't need to go there because you are there. So when I see you, when you are coming here yesterday, and we are hugging and hugging and hugging and falling, this is my promise. This room here, and the 85 other people who have gone through this process, which you may not like so much after some time, but at the end, I hope you will be, you are the promise, guys. There's nobody else to do this. So the individual matters. You matter, you matter, Candy here and everybody. As a person, you matter. But you want power? You have to talk to the next person. So what are you leading in your organization? What are you doing? Are you giving momentum to the power of the four of you? Or are you not? So the team, are you actually a team? And some of you let the cat out with the assessments. The team is there up here. But day to day, everybody is doing their thing. Me, I'm monitoring and evaluation. Me, I am finance, I don't know what. Me, I'm human resource. And me, I'm program director. Me, I am doing my thing. How come you are doing your thing in an organization? What is that thing you are doing there? This work cannot get done without evolving collective action, where all of you wake up every day, and if you are working with the teachers, everybody is aligned with that thing, and then bringing the gifts. I have gotten now crazy about Anagram, not because of whatever it is, but now, although it doesn't define all of you, it is just a part of it. You are a gift to this room. You, singly, you are a gift. But now you combine a 5 and a 2 and a 6, and a 7. Forget the 8. You combine these things. Do you know how much power is in your office? Are you aware about the power that is in your office? Is that power latent or useful? So the idea is for us to wake up to this power. But for that power to happen, and we'll be talking about that later today, there are rough edges. Are you with me? But it is worth it because we are back to the organization, guys. It is worth it because of that organization thing there. And the organization are not useful without the community, the role that they play in communities. So we have tried to explain, it is individual, it is team, and it is the organization. But the goal is communities. Do they have a voice among you? Do you even listen to them? And I'm not saying you don't listen, I'm just saying now the urgency and the push is so high for us to really deliver the goods without just talking, without just doing, and without being complacent and hoping they are coming. I want to stop by saying they are not. They are not coming. You are it. And if you've never realized that, I think this is the time to realize that. You are so, doesn't matter what role you play there. You are light. Is the light on or off? Are you waking up and doing a job? And so we are here. The hope of this work that we are doing together, the leadership coaching, and I'm going to be explaining that in the next short while. The work that we are doing is to work on ourselves, work on the team, and ask, is Kimanya delivering on the promise to the children? Fish, Greek, are we delivering the promise? Because you are the promise, but you are not a promise alone. That is why, we are going to be talking about a little bit about stakeholders today. Because we forget, I remember, because I've been working with really a 77 now organization, and I remember constantly asking, so where are the children? Because everybody is like, we need more money to do this. I had money those days, I don't have. I'm owning up. Now I really don't have a coin like that. And I said, you are always talking to me about money. Well, why do you want money? And I'm not saying money is not important. So I was very concerned about that thing. And I hope you are also concerned about what money is important to do something. And no donor will come to do the thing you are doing. No donor. They give you money, but they will not do the thing you're doing. So do you wake up to the point where you play your broker role in a different way? I'm not saying we shouldn't have money. I'm not saying we shouldn't have specializations in organizations. We are going to be talking about all those things. And so before I get into the structure of the program, I really want us to really let this thing sink about my indispensable. We keep saying nobody's indispensable. In this case, you are. Hey, in this case, you are. And I don't know, I don't have the English to speak it, and I don't know enough of my language, and you won't understand it. Anyway, you are. These people will never come in contact with anything like you, most likely for the rest of their lives. You have seen the poem, I will never walk this way again. You are walking that way now. And what you leave behind will tell us this whole story. So we'll be talking a lot about these team things. But I just really feel the teams will not gel because, that 6 rubs me the wrong way. Why are you always complaining about and saying this is not going to work here and there? And you just seem only to be helping for whatever reasons you have got. And these ones, people that are perfectionists and regulations and did you follow the dot? These people just bother me, whatever. And I'm not saying me, I'm just talking about it. By the end of this thing, people are saying, oh, that is why you really bug me every time. I am an 8, and I am quite some pain. Because me, I look there, and I'm going there. I don't, and I can walk on people when I'm going to get there. But you are an asset and a gift, whoever you are. But you really have to use that gift for the purpose that it was meant to be. So this is the framework of the next. We are going to be revealing this whole thing the next 3 days. And then for the next 6 months as well, we will be talking about this. So you'll get intimate with it. I hope I did not put you off. Next, please. So, I want to end here. Yesterday, I was clever. So I wanted to change the word. Today, I am wise. I am changing myself. This is so critical. This is so important. And some of you here have participated in this program, and I'm sure they can attest to this statement. And I hope it will also become a reality of yours. We must change the world, but we must change ourselves first. So that is why we are here, to work together, to hold each other's hands, and not just say, you know, that Sono is so gifted, he seems to articulate things this way, I am not like Sono, so me, I'm finished, I can keep quiet and just get under the table there. No. We are saying, you know, we celebrate Sono. I do. I celebrate you. But I celebrate me too. Remember, I started with the complexity of the organization and the complexity of the issue. Without realizing that complexity, and without realizing how complex we are, and how it only becomes better because we bring those things to the table. So we are a gift. And those gifts are brought together, the flowers are put there, there are many, they have different colors, and even if they are different colors, the end result of what they produce will be a changed world. So I know you've done a lot of things, you have changed a lot of things. I think it is time to now ask, since the problem is getting worse, tutafanya nini? What are we going to do? There is nowhere to turn. Inward and outward and connection. And we hope we can convince you, or you can convince yourself that we are the ones we are waiting for. So that is why I think we are here. This is really completely a labor of love, and also a very selfish maybe initiative, because you are all Africa has got, and me, I don't have another answer, and I won't be sending you to so and so. You are in the room, and it is enough. 30 is more than enough. Soon it will be 120. But we can still go back to our places and continue doing a good job. We do not have time to do a good job. That is finished, guys. So I'm glad you are here, and that you are able to get to be part of this program. I hope you are not regretting. It is only day one.